Hey, what's up, people? This is the Titus Podcast, brought to you today by Harrys.com. Go to Harrys.com/Titus, promo code Titus to get $5 off your first order. And Casper.com. Go to Casper.com/Titus, promo code Titus to get $50 off your first order. And now, here with the Armageddon update, Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And today I have some horrible news. Momshell, the amazingly beautiful, talented mother of the incredible Bombshell Rae, died. That's right, on June 30th, 2016, my wife's mother, a guest on this podcast, died from an overdose of fentanyl, and she wasn't even a Prince fan. She died at roughly 6:45 a.m. Her husband came back from his workout and found her. He started doing CPR, and she came back to life at roughly 6:48. Ha ha! Now I know what I just did was horrible. You've been listening to this podcast and hearing about Momshell for years now. You've been with us through her cancer diagnosis and her recovery. And the kind words we get on Twitter and Facebook about her are life-giving and life-affirming. She died and then was brought back to life. I apologize for the hard right turn and for the scare I may have given you, but Momshell's cancer has come back and the world's still raging. Her pain has returned and she's really had a hard time of it. Now, nobody likes pain, and most of us will do anything to get out of it. And due to the fact that doctors get kickbacks from all the prescription drug companies, it should not surprise you that in the last 15 years, over 164,000 people have died from painkiller overdoses. Yeah, they just don't wake up. So I guess you could say the painkiller worked. They go to the other side, into the light, because a C-minus doctor prescribed them enough painkiller to take out a fighting bull on Cinco de Mayo. But in Momshell's case, they just couldn't get her pain to drop. They gave her a few different painkillers and nothing was even touching the pain, because pancreatic cancer is by far the Hitler of cancer. So the doctor gave her a 100 micrograin patch of fentanyl. Now, a normal dose of fentanyl is 12 micrograins. Now, I have to be honest, I don't really blame the doctor, and here's why. You have a woman in front of you who lights up a room, who makes you feel better, and who has a smile that inspires symphonies. All you want to do is get her to stop hurting. So you up the dose until she feels no more pain. But no pain and dying is a razor's edge, isn't it? You know, I used to believe that doctors were evil and stupid and that these people died because these doctors didn't care. But maybe it's because these doctors care too much and want to make sure that the people that they're trying to help can get some damn relief. So I'm going to give the doc a pass, because dead patients can't pay bills anyway. Why would they want them dead? But for all of you out there who are going through pain and who need relief, please find a way not to die. Get relief, but take a little pain. Live with it. Take a little uncomfortable so you can wake up the next day and rage against the dying of the light, or just rage against the dying. You know, we've barely avoided losing our mother, my kids, their grandmother, and the world of brilliant artists this last week. And we don't want to lose you or someone you love. So check their meds. Make sure they don't get overdosed. And once you know they are safe, resting, and out of pain, go home and get hammered, because holy crap, this is hard. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. We were just laughing off. Mama, call me Mama. Let me know how you doing, Mama. So, so I'm sorry I did what I did to you guys just then.
I even got really sad.
Yeah, with the update. Well,
I started crying. Even I know the outcome.
You were crying while I was doing it?
Yeah, because you said she died.
Before we start, Titus Podcast. I'm Christopher Titus. Over there's Bombshell, and over there's Fetus.
What's up, people?
Hey. There you go. I'm rushing it. So, yeah, we had a critical mass situation in our family this week. We were on the road. Mom was really sick, having some pain, and I had talked, and Bombshell was already out on the road, and she was saying, I got to go home. And I said, okay, go home. Get a ticket. Go see your mom.
That was before any of this happened. Right.
And so on the way back, I wake up. So you're on a plane in the morning. I wake up to the phone ringing crazily, and I'm asleep. Oh, she coded.
So what happened was we flew to Des Moines to do shows. American Airlines, awesome company. They're really in good company with
They're
Bank
givers.
of America and AT&T. And so anyway, we were delayed all day. We're waiting in Dallas, and I just had this feeling. It was just a bad feeling. And I'm talking to her. She's at her doctor's office, and he's giving her all different morphine and fentanyl and all kinds of stuff. She's still not out of pain.
And he was kind of just doing the whole menu, wasn't he? He was also
It was a smorgasbord.
Yeah, but he was trying. It was like a buffet. It was like a painkiller, opioid buffet. And the thing is that I got just now. He was just trying to get her to stop hurting.
He was trying to get her out of pain.
Yeah. It was
negligently trying to get her.
Yeah, he wasn't. Okay, stop that.
But anyway, so I just had a bad feeling. I just didn't like it, and I told you I need to go back. I shouldn't have come here. I shouldn't be here. I'm halfway to Des Moines, and you, to your credit, you said go back, book a flight. So we land in Des Moines. You go straight to the show. I miss the show.
Right.
Thank you, American Airlines. And I was on a plane 10 and a half hours later. The next morning at 6 a.m., you take me to the airport. I fly from Des Moines into Minneapolis. I land in Minneapolis. I get on my plane, and I get a text from my stepfather that says, I found her unresponsive this morning. I performed CPR. She's in an ambulance on the way. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the weirdest, out of context,
out of
surreal. It was like, no. She's not unresponsive. She has cancer, and it's brutal, but she's not dead. Like that. Those
right.
It's not happening yet. And so I start calling him, and he doesn't answer right away, obviously because his wife is in the ambulance on her way to the hospital, and he's throwing on clothes because he had been working out.
Yep.
And he tells me, I'm on the plane, I'm screaming, is she alive? Just tell me if she's alive. And people around me, and I'm sobbing, and I have a snot string that is now connected from my nose to my top of my shoe. So the what are they called now?
The air waitress.
Air waitresses. They bring me they bring me a bunch of Kleenex. Nobody knows what's going on, but everyone is staying the F away from me.
Maybe screaming, tell me if she's alive or not. That wouldn't give him a hint.
Yeah, but
possibly something. Maybe you think that would be like, oh, someone's in their family. She's having trouble.
Yeah, I should.
Shh, she's having trouble.
I should comfort her. I should reach out to her. I should ask her if she's okay. No, everybody, the girl next to me backed into her seat against the window. Nobody wanted anything to do with me. So a lot of miracles aligned that morning, but my stepfather went upstairs to work out, and he decided to cut his workout 5 minutes short because she needed to go back to the doctor that day to see how her pain was being managed. And they had put a 100 microgram patch of fentanyl as a bon voyage present as she left the Pain Express.
In some cases, that's not a bad bon voyage present.
Well, it's the highest dosage of fentanyl patches that you can get.
Wow.
And she had already had 2 things of liquid morphine, 3 things of fentanyl spray under her tongue, 3 Dilaudid pills. It was a lot. It was a buffet of happiness. So my stepfather, and we'll just all take a moment to acknowledge him.
Brought her to save your life, flat out.
Saved her life. He instantly knew to take the patch off, which the EMT said later saved her. Took the patch off, cleaned her skin. Mm-hmm. So this is important for people in this situation.
So the drugs weren't still soaking in.
Yep. And then he's trained in CPR and started doing chest compressions. She had no heartbeat, and she was not breathing. And she was purple. When he came back downstairs, she had foamed out of her mouth all over the bed, all over the pillow. Her body had released. It was it. She was done. And he beat her heart for her, basically.
Just kept her, basically, by doing compression. And he was saying she was taking like a breath every 35, 40 seconds.
He told me yesterday that
minute?
she took 1 breath in about 4 minutes. And it was a ragged breath. And he said when he found her, he knew that he wasn't going to get her back. And I thought, well, that's not a positive way to start trying to save someone's life.
It's just half-assed doing it. Well, you're not coming back anyway. Wait, 3, 4,
oh, it's
5.
not going to work.
Oh, my God.
Stupid.
1, 2, 3. Come on. It's never going to work. It's great. I will say that he knows CPR. He's trained in it. And it really made me want to know CPR. Made me go, oh, I should know this. Do you have a thing?
Yeah, I'm certified.
You're certified. Hey, Fetus is certified.
Oh my gosh.
That makes me. I feel like I've done nothing with my life. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
well, it's been 2 years, so I probably need to get recertified. But I've done the classes.
100%. I have decided that I am going to get certified.
Make a plan. I'm going with you. We're going to the class.
Because
That'd be a great podcast too, by the way.
My mom wants my stepfather to train us all. He learned in high school, and then he learned because it used to be mandatory in high school, he said, but then he learned in the Army. And actually, he's done it 2 other times, saved people's lives 2 other times. And so he knew to get her on the floor, clear her throat, clear the passageway. It's pretty amazing. But she is alive. She has had a brutal week.
Yep. Tough, man.
Yeah.
People, you don't know something. Eat right, live healthy, because pancreatic cancer is a monster. It is a monster. Be careful what you do with your body, because all cancers are a monster.
But that supposes that someone did something to get
No,
it
you didn't
the
do
way
anything
that
wrong. You just lived your life. I'm just saying that make healthy choices in your life. Like you and I work out all the time. We eat as well as we can because we know what's possible on the other side.
And I will say this to you. There are people, there's a lady that gets chemo up there that's going through everyone is going through a rough time. It's a nasty disease, what it does to you. But she said to me she was the healthiest person that everyone joked about how healthy she was. She was the health nut. She's
right.
kind of hippie looking. And she said, I exercised at least 5 times a week, usually every day. It's just it's really random. And they haven't found any reason for it. They used to say it was alcohol consumption and smoking, but my mom doesn't drink and she doesn't smoke. So it's like, it's alcoholics. I don't mean an occasional drink.
Right.
And when she lived in Kuwait, it's illegal. She didn't drink at all 9 months out of the year. So,
what kind of country? No one of those people are angry. Man, you live in a country where it's illegal to drink. Do you know why it's illegal to drink? Why would you think it's in the Middle East and parts of it? Why is it illegal?
Religion?
I thought so too.
No,
Nope. One of the emirs, or one of the sheikhs' son died in a drunk driving accident.
So
he just went,
everyone.
No one else. Everyone. If my son who was a genius, obviously, if he can't handle it, then no one else can.
Considering the current situation our country is in, I'm sort of intrigued by a leader that will take, however I get drastic stand because people died doing something like getting shot
repeatedly, over and over,
unarmed.
Yeah, unarmed, on your back.
In front of a convenience store that you hung out in front of and sold your music in front of for the past 6 years.
They knew you there.
In a tiny little town where everyone knew everyone's name.
Right. Yeah, that town. You can see why it got out of hand.
Out of hand. He was underneath the cop.
Yeah, pretty much. 2 cops. He was underneath 2 cops.
And you knew this was coming. You saw the news last night and you thought, they might have written a podcast.
Yeah.
But they're going to end up within 11 minutes talking about this.
It took 12 minutes and 15 seconds. Right. Took 12 minutes and 15 seconds. So one more thing. Let's talk about fentanyl. Then I want to get to this because it's time that because I have to go on and debate Steven Crowder next Tuesday.
Can I have a pain medication pronunciation adjustment. It's
fentanyl?
Fentanyl.
Oh, fentanyl. Okay.
It is fentanyl.
Oh, wow. So anybody who's taking fentanyl and you're wondering why you weren't getting any relief, you're taking the wrong drug.
Right. That's really actually for fresh breath.
Yeah. Fentanyl. No, it's Retsin. With a drop of Retsin. Remember? What the hell was Retsin and where did it go?
So you think about the level of pain that my mom was in. She needed a lethal dose to finally, and she told me she left that day. I was calling her all day and she said, I finally don't have any pain. And I'm thinking, well, I guess not. I wasn't there.
Right.
I feel like, and I hope, and I'm pretty sure I would have intervened at some point and said, she can't. You have to stop. You can't do this.
I will say this, and this is to everybody else out there. Listen, guys, when you have a relative, loved one next to you, as someone who you love dearly, I mean, you came out of this person. This person created you. So there is a love. It's on a whole other universal connective tissue, tacking on, basically atomic level. You love this person. When you see her in pain and just being around you, you do not have nope. Let her stay in pain. Don't do that. Now, till today you would, but you were just whatever you got to do, stop her suffering. You didn't say you need to put an addendum. Don't kill her. Just stop her suffering. So from now on, we're going to say, hey, make her switch out of pain and don't kill her. That's what you say, people. When you have a loved one in the hospital, make sure you watch what they're doing. And just look, we all have phones with us. It's really easy to grab your phone when a doctor's prescribing and go fentanyl, and you type it in and you go, what's the normal dose? What's a lethal dose? and they go, Doc, did you just give her 100 micrograms? Now, doctors are raging, arrogant people in my life, and every time I talk to one, they know better than everybody, and a lot of them just made it out of medical school. Question your doctor, just like you'd question a plumber who's running pipes through your living room, and he goes, no, I'm a plumber, I know this works. Well, no, this isn't right.
Just know in general that if people, in general, like my dad said, that was enough to kill a 2,000-pound man.
Yeah, Dad, he was mad.
And my mom has a really sensitive system on top of all of that. But be aware that even just saying, well, I'll wait a couple hours and then let them give her more. It took her, she left the office at 4:30 in the afternoon. Yeah. It wasn't until 6-something in the morning the next morning that it completely stopped her breathing. That
was because the fentanyl patch was on her, and it just kept loading her up all night.
Right.
And that was happening. So had they yanked the patch at 10 o'clock the night before, she probably would have been fine.
Maybe.
Yeah, but she ended up spending 3 days.
And they gave her a fentanyl spray to take home with her to give her before she went to bed, that my stepfather, again, had the foresight to not do. He just thought, she's too drugged, I'm not going to do it.
So, people, check your meds, for God's sakes. You don't want to wake up dead. And, we asked her, did you have a near-death experience, Mom? She goes, no. What did she say when she was... So, by the way, here's the other part. The recovery, there was an absurd funniness to the recovery once we knew she wasn't dead, because for the next, 24 hours, she was high as shit.
I got to her at 11:30 that morning. Luckily, I was on my way back, and I went and saw her, and every 5 seconds, she would fall asleep. It's the craziest thing, because she's still drugged, so she still wasn't having pain that next day. The pain came back the day after. Every 5 seconds, she would say something really weird, like floaty, and she'd say something, then she'd fall asleep. 5 seconds, I would repeat back. I'd say, there's no water in the Adirondacks, and me saying that would wake her up, and she'd look at me and go,
like you were crazy.
There's no water in the Adirondacks, and just stare at me, and she'd go, and shake her head at me like I'm weird, and then she'd fall back asleep. The nurse came in. He said to her, hello, my name is Raul, and she said, my name's not Raul. And he said, no, my name's Raul. And she said, Rose? And he said, no, Raul. And she goes, I'm not Rose, I'm Sharon. And he goes, no, I'm Raul. And she said, Raul Rose?
It's who's on first. It's basically fentanyl, who's on first. I love this.
Crazy. We were laughing so hard. So every time they would page, he was like a helper. They would page, Raul, please come to the nurse's station. She would wake up and say, Raul Rose, and then fall back asleep. It was the weirdest Pavlovian response.
I love this. So the funny side of fentanyl is if you survive it, you're going to say really funny stuff. So let's say in your hospital after someone has survived an overdose, make sure you bring a video camera, film them, at least get something funny out of the nightmare that you're living. I can't fathom it. I'm glad she didn't do it. She went to a doctor yesterday. She got a thing called a nerve block, so she can be off all these drugs. That's worked for 18 months. Just so you guys know, update on Momshell. Momshell's still fighting hard. She got the nerve block. I know she was out of pain this morning because she woke us up with, she was texting news stories about like something happened. We had a shooting in our neighborhood last night.
She didn't just stop there. She's paraphrased all of the news stories of the morning and sent them to me, and it's really funny. It's like I actually, when I got here, I sat down and looked at what she was typing, because at first she was typing something that happened right behind our house in our neighborhood.
Right.
That's what she wanted to tell me.
Yeah, right behind our house, a guy flipped a car.
So then,
got shot at and flipped a car.
Then she said, you missed it. Sounded like high adventure topped off with a shooting. Then the next text. And another video in Baton Rouge recorded another white officer shooting a respectable black man out of panic and fear.
Wow, that's the cleanest I've ever heard it written. That's the...
And then in another, there's a video made by a black guy's girlfriend where she is locked in the back seat of a cop car with him and her 4-year-old little girl, and he is bleeding to death. That's the next text. I'm getting play-by-play.
That wasn't in the back seat. She was in the front seat. I saw that. So I got a question about you. What do you guys do in the woods when you're hurting?
What?
When you got a bad pain? I'm asking Fetus.
Not what you do in the woods.
No. Yeah, no. When you got a bad pain, what do you do? We living up in the woods. What do you guys do? You guys get some bark. You guys go gather some herbs.
We go deep into the woods and talk to the shaman.
Do you have shaman?
There's a witch doctor shaman, and he
American Indian, Native American.
He lights a fire and throws spices on us, and our wounds are healed.
Spices?
Spices. A lot of spices.
Like cardamom?
From the Orient. Yeah, cardamom and some of the other ones.
Cardamom? Is that what you
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
I just
that's
said.
what shapes we see in the fire.
And that tells you how sick you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank God. See, that seems better. That seems better than here's a synthetic opioid. That will actually kill you. So, your mom. By the way, read that sentence. Can you read that sentence again about your mom said about
the first one, the Baton Rouge?
No, yeah, the one about the guy.
Momshell paraphrases the news. Another video in Baton Rouge records another white officer shooting a respectable black man out of panic and fear.
So there's a joke I do in the news show that has rattled white audiences pretty much every time I do it, and I keep doing it because it's right. It's dead on. I think it's dead on. Basically, the joke is it's a bit about teaching my daughter about racism. Why? Because Kenny asked me one time, why are black people so angry? Do you know? I got to tell you, this is for the school we pay for. We had a long talk yesterday about racism in world history. I need to get a refund from this school. What they taught my daughter, I need to go and start bouncing some people's heads off file cabinets. So anyway, so the bit is basically teaching her. And at one point, I tell the audience, I say, we were watching the Ferguson thing. Oh no, sorry, no, it was the Baltimore thing. Wait, no, it was the Chicago thing. No, sorry, it was the New Jersey thing. No, Texas thing. No, Florida thing. No, it's now add Louisiana thing. No, that just happened a week ago. All I remember is some black people were getting soul raped by bullets. That's all I remember. And the audience always laughs and then goes, "Oh," because no one wants to face what's been happening the last year and a half in our country. 2 years almost now. Yesterday, and here's the thing. Thank God, keep your cell phone cameras with you, people. I didn't even want to talk about it. Did you see the video?
I saw some of it, but I have a hard time watching some of those videos.
Yeah, she turned away. She got mad at me. She wanted to see it, and then I showed her, and she went, "Don't show me this anymore." I'm like, I'm trying to show you.
I told him, I got choked up watching it because it's really brutal, and I told him with what I'm going through with my mom right now, I can't handle it.
So Alton, the guy's name's Alton, the guy that got shot, Alton. I just want to say his name. Alton something. Anyway, so this is a dude. This is a dude that was he basically sold CDs out of the trunk of his car. Was always at, if you wanted the local new music that was going on or whatever.
Alton Sterling. Or
he would bootleg, or Alton Sterling, and he would sell CDs out of the trunk of his car at this local convenience store gas station. This wasn't the first time he had been there. Now, there's a couple different stories. One of the stories is a homeless guy kept bugging him. He actually showed him a weapon, and the guy walked away. Then there was a phone call to the police. Someone was brandishing a weapon. Now, I don't know what the exact story is, but the guy, basically an annoying homeless guy, came up to a dude who's there all the time in his spot, said, "Dude, I got my gun, back off." Put it back down. In the neighborhood is Alabama? No, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge,
Louisiana. Listen, it's one of those dumb
Baltimore.
backwoods.
I beg your
people.
pardon.
Sorry, you don't live there now, do you? You got the hell out.
No, but some people live there that are not.
Okay, right. Some people, I'm sure there's exceptions to every rule. There's a lot of dumb people in L.A. too, but
yeah, there are.
Yeah, there are.
Transplants.
Not as much as that in Louisiana.
Want to bet?
Percentage-wise?
Oh my gosh, I've driven through Northern California, around where you're from, spark plug.
Well, some of those places are, I was the smartest guy in my town, so let's just leave it at that.
Your teeth do not match where you came from, but that's only because your teeth
They used to before I paid
fake.
for them. Yeah, my teeth are super fake. So here's what happens. So the cops show up. I guess the guy's like, "What? I'm here all the time." They get on the ground. He gets on the ground. They got two cops on top of him. You guys got to watch this video. Or not watch it. If you have a weak stomach, you won't be able to watch it. Both cops are on this dude. I mean, he's on his back. He's not fighting. It's not like he's swinging. He's like just yelling. And they're like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?" One cop pulls his gun, puts it right up at it, and he's literally 4 inches from the guy's head with his weapon. And the guy's just going. And the other cop feels something in the guy's pants and goes, "He's got a gun. And the other cop just starts unloading.
Yeah.
He panicked. It is what a lot.
The guy's hands weren't even near his pockets. What are you doing, you untrained piece of shit? Really?
True.
They're not trained to panic.
Exactly.
The training is not when you panic.
Right.
Shoot.
You know what you do if you're some guy, you especially if you get two officers sitting on the guy, you back off 2 feet, you put your gun right, and you go move again. I'm gonna shoot you. I will shoot you. Stop. Stop moving right now.
Poor response.
This guy he's got a gun. The guy pulled it, pap, 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 pap. He just starts firing like he was a young gang member being jumped in for the first time on his first shooting. I was so shocked. And this guy's got pictures. And here's what I want to
say this, that if they shoot, cops are trained to shoot to kill. So
right, they keep shooting.
For them to keep shooting is standard, yeah.
Well, yeah, but most cops.
I mean, not an unarmed man on the ground.
And who's on his back, whose hands are out at his sides.
Yeah,
You're right.
That wasn't in the training.
Here's what I would say. I love police officers. Police officers put their asses on the line every day in this country. A cop has to show up to some situation that he's been called to. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know if it's a setup. He doesn't know if it's a domestic violence case. He doesn't know if there's a crazy guy on crystal meth pulling a gun on him. I get it. Cops have a tough gig. But if you're going to take that job, as a comedian, I have to have a certain level of skill, especially to do what I do at the level I play at. And I keep working on it. I keep writing new stuff. I call it more training. I write a new bit. I try different ways to do stuff. I continue to get better at my job. I try anyway. I believe just because you wear the badge doesn't mean that you're done. Someone asked me once, I got my black belt in 06, and a couple of years ago, someone said, I'm a black belt in Mutaquan, and they go, really, when's the last time you went training? Do you train? I said, man, I haven't trained since like 2006, really, a couple classes, and the guy looks me right in the eye, and he goes, are you still a black belt? And it was like, oh, no, I'm not. I'm a guy that used to be. Ooh. Yeah, I may be able to punch someone in the throat and run, but that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So to every cop, and this happened twice yesterday. This just didn't happen once. This happened twice yesterday. An entirely different part of the country. It was Minneapolis or Minnesota. What was it? It was Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Let me go to the Momshell News.
Yeah, go to Momshell News. Go to Momshell. She can start cranking out the updates because she's so concise with them. So here's this situation. Guy in his car with his girl and their 4-year-old or 8-year-old, her daughter. They're driving. This guy, this dude, has a permit to carry concealed. Probably lives in a bad neighborhood. Whatever the reason is, the dude that got shot has a permit
because he got mugged in front of the convenience store. So he went and got his permit.
We're not talking about the same guy. We're not talking about that. We're talking about another guy. We're talking about the guy that got shot up north.
I'm still on Alton. He actually got mugged in front of the convenience store one time.
So
I'm reading 10 things you need to know about Alton Sterling.
So okay, why don't you read them? Let's hear.
I don't want to read them. I want
Are
you
they
to finish
bad?
your point. No. I interjected
because that's the thing is that people are jumping on the fact that he had a gun in his pants, or did he not? We don't know that, right? Did he have it, or did he have a gun?
Different reports.
Okay.
Some people are saying yes, he had a gun, but he never went for it, and that he had a gun because he got mugged at the convenience store.
And he had done everything he needed to do.
Every witness says that he never one time reached for his pockets or anything.
And he did everything he needed to do to get the permit. So here's the thing. I want to ask the gun people right now, and when I say gun people, I don't mean that negative because my uncle's a gun person. I have a weapon. I'm not. Look, if you own a gun, let me ask you something. Everybody says if you go through you jump through all the hoops, and there's enough hoops, you can get a concealed carry permit. You got a weapon. He obviously was permitted to carry the gun, had the gun, and he still got shot by law enforcement. So the guy had followed the law to the letter, and still got his ass taken out. Now, I wonder if it was me, my pasty ass, I was laying on the ground, have a gun in my pocket that I have a permit for. I wonder if I'd have been shot. Because I'd have been mad, too. What the fuck are you guys holding me down for? I live at this gas station. I'm here every day. What are you guys doing? And that's what it sounded like the guy was doing. So the other guy in the car up north, and this is north. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. This isn't a southern problem. This is a racist problem. Another dude who's driving in a car with his girl and an 8-year-old, obviously not committing a crime unless the kid's a double agent. They pull the guy over. The cop says, give me your ID. The guy reaches for his ID, and you know what the cop did? Shot him 4 times. 4 times. The woman grabs her phone and starts recording. Watch these videos, people. I will tell you, someone tweeted me last night. They said my racist grandmother said this is bullshit. What's going on with our country right now? When did this split happen? I don't. I mean, I know it's been going on since. Well, it happened when we brought the people
here's
over
the
on
thing.
ships.
Here's what happened.
Somewhere around the 1700s.
Here's what is happening is that this happens. This shooting happens, and I thought, like it just kills me, And I thought, well, if I say anything about that, I'm going to be called a liberal or a lefty or whatever. And I thought, if
when did that
having
become a bad
compassion
word? Right.
for someone that in this situation
for your
means
fellow
I'm a
Americans,
liberal, then okay,
yeah,
just compassion in general. As soon as someone gets killed, everyone on both sides line up to fight. So you're going to start to see that Alton Sterling had some criminal records.
Did he?
He was a registered sex offender because,
oh my God,
because he was 20 and his girlfriend was 14 and she got pregnant.
How old was he's 32 when he got shot? He's a father,
37.
Right? So he's 37 now.
That's his kid. Yeah.
Okay.
She got pregnant, so he had to register. Her parents balked at that, obviously. I was 14. I was dating a guy that was 20. I mean, I think it's maybe
seriously
inappropriate. Yeah, we've already talked about this on the podcast.
I know, but every time you say it, at 14 you were a child. My daughter's 14.
He wanted to do the brilliant guy that had the entrepreneurial idea to make designer gas cans out of precious metals and diamonds and things.
Yeah,
right?
that guy. Yeah,
that
gas
guy.
cans.
It's
right.
going far in his life. So, that's what I'm saying, though. You're going to start to hear things about Alton Sterling's past when really nothing matters from his past. All we should be looking at is this situation and deciding maybe they acted correctly, maybe they didn't. But instead, everyone gets on these polarized platforms and attacks each other. The gun people are going to come out. The anti-gun people are going to come out. It's crazy. But I will say, since everyone's going to be trashing his name, one of the officers involved in the shooting was actually placed on leave in 2014 because he shot a suspect. He's only been on the force for 4 years and some change.
And he's now shot two guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's 3-year veteran, Officer Howie Lake II. He's a 3-year veteran of the Baton Rouge Police Department.
Is that the guy whose Twitter says NRA member, Christian, blah, blah, blah? Is that guy?
I don't know.
So the cops already shot someone else, too. So he was put on leave for another bad shooting. So here's the thing. I'm with Ray 100%. And this is to everybody. To people out there that are super liberal, listen up to, because we're all just as bad. We all have the same problem, and I'm not. I've been running my own business since I was 19. You call me liberal, I kind of get offended because it's not. First of all, I don't really care. Label me what you want, but I'm not. And you call me a conservative, I'd be offended too. I'm an independent all the way. I run my own business. I write people checks. People don't write me checks. I keep a business going. That's a conservative trait. No one pays me. I've never even been on unemployment.
But you don't have to defend this.
I know, but here's the thing.
My point being that we should just be talking about a guy that
right
lost
or wrong.
his life, and look at the facts of the situation. Just look at the facts of the situation. We shouldn't be. I don't think that either way we should be talking about who these people were, including the cops.
But here's the problem. So the problem is right now we have many, many dead Americans, and the high percentage of them are black, and they've been shot by people that we pay to protect and serve the public. And I think sometimes people get this thing about, well, this guy did this or did that, he's not part of the public. I think that's bullshit. So then what we do is Ray says we line up across dead bodies and start yelling at each other. And the one thing we always forget, and I've had many Twitter wars about this, the one thing we forget is that these are dead Americans. These are our countrymen. These are people that are us. And whether you get along with them or not doesn't matter. The reason this country works is because we're all together, good and bad, whatever. But none of us, not a single one of us, deserves to be shot because someone screamed something else or just for no reason. Guy went for his ID, got shot 4 times. This guy was laying on the ground with his hands out on his back. Cop pulled his gun, held it 4 inches from his face, and then shot him 5 times.
Yeah, he had him. He had him down.
They were done. This guy wasn't running. He wasn't swinging on the cops. He kept going, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?" This guy was at his home, basically. Basically, he's there all the time.
He was known as CD Man. He was always there.
Yeah, CD Man. Has he got the new music? Let me go see CD Man. That's what he did. And I'm to the point now, this has happened so often that I don't know. I feel like the country's ripping a little bit. And maybe it's because the media pushes it so hard.
Yeah, because for sure we're not hearing about or talking about the white men that got killed yesterday. And there were some. So for
not
sure.
Not by cops, though. Not by cops. because it would have been reported. I'm telling you, there's a video someone else sent me. There's this white guy flipping out in a fast food place, and here's what he does: they tase him. He starts flipping out, pulls the tasers out, starts punching the cops. And you know what the cops didn't do one time? Shoot him or pull their weapons. They just kept fighting the guy. This guy was laying on his back on the ground. And the white guy, they just kept the cop tucked up and just took the punches. I'm like, why is this cop taking the punches? How come he's not shooting him like they seem to be doing with black people? And call me what you want. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm a human being, and we're killing countrymen, and this has happened a lot. What I find ridiculous is this is not 1816. This is 2016, and they're wasting black people like we have too many. Like we got extras, and there's no extras, man. This guy had kids. This guy had a family, and was doing everything he could to support his family. And the cops, look, cops have a tough job. But if you watch the video, you'll see that this cop not highly trained at all. This cop doesn't know what he's doing. The cop that flipped out, the guy that shot the guy 4 times up in the northern part of the country. It was Minneapolis? I want to say it was Minneapolis. The guy's dead. He's dying in his seat. The woman is on her phone recording it, going, "Oh my God, I think they killed him. Shot him 4 times in the arm." And the cop's going, I told him to move. She said, "No, you didn't. You asked him to show his ID. He was going for his ID." And the cop's screaming. The cop's screaming like the cop is in a horror movie being tracked down by demons. And there's a woman and an 8-year-old. What has happened?
St. Paul, Minnesota. They were pulled over for having a broken tail light. In the video, she says that the officer asked for his license and registration. When he went to reach for it, the officer shot him 4 times. The officer can be heard screaming, "I told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand out." And then she says, "You told him to get his ID, sir, his driver's license." Crazy.
Dude was just going home with this girl and her kid. And if you guys are out there right now wondering, wow, this podcast's not that funny, it's kind of hard. We had Ray's mom died and was brought back to life. Was put through 3 days of hell because of someone made a mistake prescribing something, and then we've got this thing going on in our country. I guess I care too much, man. You know what's weird? I get in these arguments with people, and what I find ridiculous is that they'll argue it like they'll be like, "Well, the guy had a gun on him." Yeah, in his sweatpants, and he was on the ground in the back. But they'll just keep arguing it, and they'll go, "Well, he was a sex offender. He was this." Well, then let's just look. Everybody who has a crime, everybody, white, black, red, yellow, everybody who's got a crime in them, let's just line you up and shoot you then. If this is okay, if it's okay to just shoot an American citizen, you know what? Anybody who's got a crime, has got any kind of who was 20 and had a 16-year-old girlfriend or 14-year-old girlfriend, I think we should just line them up and shoot them. Let's don't do it half-assed, people. If we're gonna do this, let's go for it. I stole a mailbox once. That's a federal crime. Probably should have been shot. The cops when the cops pulled up that night, I'm surprised they didn't shoot me. Because if we're gonna just put it this way, if we're just gonna leave, let's just go all the way. Let's just don't shoot black people. Let's shoot white people too. Hey, if you're arguing with somebody with a cop, shoot them. Just shoot them, guys. That's it. So that's what pisses me off when you people are out there just justifying this bullshit on Twitter and telling me that, oh yeah, well, you know what, he deserved a shot. Even Eric Brown, who wasn't a good dude, I admit it, and he came at the cop. The cop should have done something. But my God, what happens over and over and over in this country? We have 1 or 2 that were like maybe justified, and then we have a bunch, 200 over the last 10 years that weren't justified. Where a black dude reached for his wallet and got shot 4 times in front of an 8-year-old kid. I'm tired of this bullshit. No. Fucking tired of it, man. These are our countrymen. When the fuck are we gonna stop this shit? Because, by the way, there's going to be another riot now. Now there's going to be another riot. More hatred. Did you see the BET Awards, the speech that What's-His-Face gave? Talking about how it's building again. We're getting to another race thing, and it's 2016. It's not 1816. It's not 1916. Fuck.
You're making my brain hurt.
Because I'm yelling so loud?
Yes.
Sorry. Well, turn your headphones down.
I can't. My brain hurts too bad. I can't think.
Okay, I'll stop.
I'm in a cloud of scared.
I am.
I've told this story before, but when I was 14, maybe 15, I had my license when I was 15. So I was 15, And I got in that drunk driving accident where I was eating raw spaghetti noodles. And I was actually holding a handful of them and biting off the end of them. And I was hammered, and I had a case of Mickey's quarts in my trunk. And I was doing, 35 miles per hour, but a guy turned in front of me, and he actually did turn in front of me, and it was wet, and I had an accident. The cop that came, his name was Tony, breathalyzed that guy and treated him horribly. And
was that guy a white guy?
yes, and
Okay.
he called my dad to come get me and did not breathalyze me. And I do remember that cop that black guy saying something about that in court. He was furious about it, about how he was treated.
Wait, you said it was a white guy or a black guy?
It was a black guy.
Okay,
The white guy was the cop.
right.
And I do remember he was just outraged that he was treated that way and that I was, just whatever, let go, no big deal. And I think back on that cop also had a prior where he had been accused of placing a throwaway gun on a black guy a couple years before. So it's interesting. It's not a new thing.
No, it's definitely not a new thing. What I find funny is it continues. I just find it actually, as my rant shows.
Well, the good news is, here's the good news.
Just let me. You and I are sitting in a car. My kids are in the back seat. This. I'm gonna give everybody a scenario. Okay, we get pulled over for a broken taillight. You and I. I'm driving a car. You're sitting next to me. The kids are actually in the back seat. Okay, this is the scenario. Cop comes up and he says, for some reason, he's got his hand on his gun, which they kind of always do. LAPD has a tough gig, man. LAPD, we have people from all over the world, and half of them just came here because their country is like, hey, we're going to put you in jail for the rest of your life.
They're protecting their gun and being ready for
That's
anything.
right. They're ready. A good cop, you can see a good cop backs up. He gives you some space so he can get his gun before you can get on him. They walk up to my window and they say, and the cop stands back 8 feet. He's got his gun. He goes, please show me your ID. I lift my hand up. I go reach over me, and this cop puts 4 bullets in me in front of you and the kids. Now, here's the problem with this scenario. If that happened, it would be all over the news that this cop did something out of control. And then they would go to my priors. They go, well, he stole a federal mailbox when he was a teenager. He's, this and that.
Threatened to kill Sarah Palin.
Threatened to kill Sarah Palin. That was in, yeah. He did the joke on that. There was a time he spent a night in jail because of that ex-girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been accused by his ex-wife of having a temper and being violent.
Yep.
So then you start listing that and you go, oh, well, this guy deserved to get shot. What? Wait, hold on, stop.
That's what kills me.
He went for his ID. So I want everyone to sit who's listening right now, think about it. Today at a stop sign, I want you to stop, and I want you to say, okay, right now a cop asked me to pull my license. I pull my license and get shot 4 times. You put that in the context of your kid sitting in the back seat. You put it in the context of your wife or girlfriend sitting next to you while this happens. They were probably going out for fucking frozen yogurt.
But this is what happens, is that now, that's what I was saying, is that the other side, and there shouldn't be sides.
There's no side. It's
The
dead
other
Americans.
side is going to start pointing out things in his past. Basically, they're not saying that, but what they're actually doing is justifying why it was okay that he got shot down on the sidewalk in front of a convenience store. They did it with Trayvon, and all of you people can kiss my ass about Trayvon. All you people that were screaming that George Zimmerman was an upstanding citizen, and
I think time has proven that
yes,
wrong.
Yeah.
I think time.
So really kiss my ass, because that kid had nothing on him, except for Skittles. And now here we are with hindsight, and I hope that maybe people will look back and learn from that one.
We never do.
With George Zimmerman now being the awesome person that he is.
He is. He has just been upstanding.
But the good news is that this has been going on for a long time. This is the point that I was getting at. It was going on in 90s when I got in a car
70s,
accident.
yeah.
It was going on, but nobody was talking about it.
Because no one had film of it.
And now we're talking about it, and people are getting upset about it, and people are protesting about it and rioting about it and arguing about it. And that's the good news, because that's the way that change is going to happen. Because now it's been brought to the light.
We shall overcome.
I don't know it.
No, I was going to keep talking.
Oh,
I was
me
going to give you
talk.
backup
I
music.
thought you wanted me to sing
was
along
gonna
with
give-
you, and I
no,
was like,
you
I
gotta
have to
work
be
on-
honest. I don't know the words to "We Shall Overcome."
I think it just goes, we shall, or they just keep saying it over and
Oh,
over
oh,
again.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I
And
know
I was
it
going to
then.
let you, I was just going to keep
Oh, I
building
do know that one.
to you to be in a...
I petered out.
Yeah, you did.
I got to do an ad. We got a couple. We got a couple advertisers today on this very excitingly happy podcast.
Film everything, people. Film everything.
Well, people are now. That's the
I
thing.
know. Yeah, the second cops show up, people are like, hold on, click. Go ahead, officer. What?
Do you know the first time that really happened?
Rodney King.
Rodney King, and it was a freaking 4 foot by 2 foot, old school video camera.
Guy had a refrigerator box
Yeah.
on his shoulder and basically was filming out of his window. Yeah, yeah. And now everyone's got a phone that has it's like megapixels and doing it. So anyway, guys, sorry to get so amped up. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, and maybe Bombshell has a point. Black people have been complaining for a long time, and I remember whining about it. Guys don't know what it's like living in the hood or we are oppressed all the time, and we're like, oh, come on, stop. Everything's fine. And now that we see video of it, we're like, oh, is this going on all the time? Yeah, I think now that people, you can't deny what you see now.
I also think that people of any color in any situation, and I'll just say this as a blanket statement,
People of color?
people of any color, lack thereof,
I'm
or
really not a color.
color, lack thereof was for you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
You also have to be responsible for your own actions.
Yep.
And sometimes people like to point to racism to explain why things are happening in their lives, and it's just not the case. You should not and this is white and black people, I'm looking at you, Florida. You should not be selling drugs. You should not be hanging out with people who sell drugs. You should not be drinking and driving. You should not be beating women. You know what I mean? It's this whole thing in general of human responsibility that we don't have.
No, if you've got a rap sheet of 35 things, kidnapping, drugs, robbery, and then you go, it's racism. No, you're a douchebag. You're a douchebag.
Yeah.
Whether I don't care what color you are. These cops just don't like me. No, dude, you had a crystal meth lab in your house, right?
Yeah.
So I agree with that. This dude was trying to make a living selling CDs out of his trunk.
We don't know anything.
I do know the video. Watch the video.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
for us to paint him as some.
There's no reason.
This poor man. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying watch the video, and the video speaks for itself.
I agree with that. Like if the guy had been punching one of the cops, just wailing on the cops, just punching the cop, and he went for that cop's gun, and that other cop shot him, I'd be like, well, that dude, like I would have shot him. He's going for my partner's gun. My partner's already knocked out. That's one thing. This guy was on his back going, what are you guys doing? Why are you doing this to me? And they shot him.
And I'm a case by case. Mike Brown, I had trouble getting on board with.
They said he ran right at that cop full speed, and that's what I was saying.
He did.
But what about that dude in Jersey that just got choked out, man? He was just like, they said, let me see your hands. He goes, he was selling loose cigarettes. He was selling Lucy's in front of a store.
Yeah.
I
like that you said Lucy's.
That's right, baby.
You
I said that.
threw in a little slang there.
I got my street cred is small, but it's there's now a sheet.
Every once in a while, you'll throw out words that I'm impressed.
Yeah, I taught him some words, man. I sat down with the boy once in a while, and Willie said, listen, man, Titus, you got to say this once in a while. Sound like you know what you're talking about. Oh, man, damn.
Lucy's.
Thank you, Willie. All right, guys.
This podcast brought to you today
by
Casper.
Oh, when you even say
you're
it
gonna
now,
say that.
Whenever you say just the word Casper now, the bed is so comfortable. Like people, you don't know, we stay on these hotel beds all the time. We're on the road doing comedy, and when you come and you get in the Casper bed and you sink into it, it's like this is the noise. So we'll come over the other bed and we go, but.
My brother has one.
Yep.
Fetus has one. Everybody's getting them because, again, you get 100 days to try it out. You get to snuggle and you get to sleep for 100 days.
Right.
And if you don't like it, it's a money-back guarantee. You send it back for free. They'll come get it.
Here's what I guarantee. If you get on it and you sleep on it, if you never slept on a foam bed like this, I will tell you that you won't. You'll be like, you'll think about, I'll send it back and get my money back. No. Yeah. No. It's annoying. We go to a hotel sometimes and we lay on the bed and we get there, we put our luggage down, and it's like, man, damn.
This is crazy too because actually, like people are starting to find out about it, and that makes me worried that their prices are going to go up because it's so affordable.
Yeah.
But Time Magazine just came out and named it as one of the best inventions of 2015. So they're winning all these awards now, and they're going to get too big for their pant. But
I don't think so. I think they'll make more people buy them. They'll be able to bring the price down.
free shipping already, and
What?
you get it's like an amazingly small box.
Yeah.
When you're like, no, I ordered a king size mattress, and then but make sure you open it right where you want it to be.
Yeah, open it in the bedroom. And, I'd like to see film of it. If we could ever get someone to send us video of opening their Casper box, because I hear it's like it's worse than when you crack open popping fresh dough, like that cookie dough, and you pop it and it goes bink, and
Yes.
it's way worse than
It's
that.
a crescent roll.
Yeah, Fetus said that was impossible. He said he opened it in the hallway, and he had to run it to the bedroom because it just kept going. It was the blob. It just kind of grew.
But it's made in America. I love that.
What?
You get $50 off if you go to Casper.com/Titus, and then you use promo code Titus. You get $50 off, and it's pretty crazy because if you look at the prices already, a twin is $500. So you get the twin for $450. I kind of think that's ridiculously great. So
Especially for how you're going to sleep. What is your rest worth? When you sleep well, you lose weight while you sleep. There's all this kind of great stuff. So,
healthy.
yeah, I like it. We don't do any products on the show that we don't use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Casper.com/Titus, promo code Titus for $50 off.
And now, from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News.
Yeah.
Please give us something goofy. I think it's been a very rough.
Man allegedly scans penis at supermarket checkout.
Thank you for starting there. Did it have a barcode on it?
No.
It sounds like one of those
I
punk
love that
things you
they're
do.
still saying allegedly, though.
Allegedly.
Whoa, he might sue the man with the penis on the scanner at the supermarket.
No, but yeah.
This was Seattle, and nothing
Wow.
bad ever happens in Seattle.
Yeah, that's right.
I would have to guess that this was like an art installation project or something if it happened in Seattle.
And now I call this penis scan. Beep boop. Look at the price. $18.55. Don't know what that means.
No one wants their penis to make that scanning sound. Beep, boop.
No
No
one
woman wants her man's penis to make that sound.
That'd be weird. Unless you're dating C-3PO.
You want it to sound more like the gong from all those kung fu
You
movies.
scan it, it just goes.
Yes. Or a barge.
Yeah.
Your gong sounds like a barge.
Yeah. I like a truck. That's what you wanted to sound like a diesel
Go
truck.
ahead,
Like
Titus. Scan your penis. Because it was good. It took longer to scan.
Barcode's 18 inches. It's a long-ass barcode, brother. Yeah.
Hi, we're talking about scanning penises.
Some
For
guy in
people
Seattle
that
scanned
don't know,
his fetus.
Fetus
Just
left
walked
the
back
room.
Fetus left the room. Couldn't deal with this. And you missed the screaming rant that I did.
Okay.
He screamed, and then we segued into a man scanning his penis at a supermarket.
Is that like a special scanner you have to buy?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If
I
you
would.
were going to scan your penis,
Yes.
first of all, we're going to get you a step stool.
Okay.
What sound would it make?
Yeah, we just did mine. Yeah, that's what I thought it would.
A little Ethel Merman.
Scan. Ethel Merman. And Fetus shakes his head. Who's Ethel Merman?
That reference went way over my head.
Yeah, no.
You'll be swell. You'll be
Yeah,
great. You got the
it's,
whole world on
Happy
the plate.
birthday. Yeah. I don't know why.
I know
But
what
I
that is
do
now.
just want to point out
Yeah.
that the man was able to reach the scanner with his penis.
Nice job. That's what every woman thought. Wow.
Was it a hand scanner, or was it like he had to put his...
He put it on. That's
He
why I
slapped it
told
on-
you we would
on
give
the-
you a step stool.
I'm not putting my penis into a laser. I don't care what color it is. Laser
It's
scan.
not a laser.
It's a laser.
A burglary suspect was found in bed with $5,000 lingerie store mannequin. Nashville. I'm going all over the world today.
Now a mannequin doesn't have any orifices. Orify.
What?
A mannequin doesn't have any orifices. I mean, it's hard plastic. Why would you?
How do you know? The mannequin was from Hustler.
Because
Hollywood
I went through
store.
puberty, and I went through Nordstrom, the women's department, when I was in puberty. And
Why were you in?
because the mannequins had nipples, and when you're in puberty,
my gosh.
yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
That's Father's Day.
There are some hot mannequins. You just
Hustler.
like-
He got the mannequin from Hustler
Oh,
store.
so-
It might have. She was hot.
So he stole a
He
sex
threw
doll.
her in the back of his. No, it was a mannequin. He tossed her in the back of his truck, and he took that baby home. Because she says yes on the first date.
Is it
He
hard?
lost the arm as he fled the scene. He did not stop to retrieve her arm.
So now he's got a weird fetish thing. Now he can only date people who've lost arms.
Hustler has reported that the mannequin is worth $5,000, outfit not included.
So $5,011.
No, it's a Hustler. It's going to be like $5,500. If you think that people aren't actively involved in our country and things that are going on, I know that there are black people being killed, and you're very upset about that. But there's actually
No, I'm not anybody being killed. All the white people that were killed by guns this year. Any American that gets killed, I get upset. Other countries, that's where I hate that what's going on in Syria, but I can't. Here's my country. This is my country. These are my people. I don't like them getting killed. Go ahead.
We shall
Overcome. No, we won't.
we shall
It'll continue on. It'll continue on if it hasn't stopped.
we shall. Are you
Yeah.
sure that's the same? Because that gets boring.
Yeah, it is. It's the same.
Same over and
Yeah.
over?
Someone will probably send us a lyric. Send us a lyrics to "We Shall Overcome." Go ahead. What were you going to say? What was your point?
There's a guy, it's a great use of change.org. There is someone who has started a petition to formally change the name of fire ants to Spicy Boys.
You know what? Either one. But the fire ants and the spicy boys are going to fight. It's going to be na 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 na. It's basically boys in the hood, ants in the hood.
Ants in the hood.
Yo, what's up? Spicy boys been rolling on our set. What? Get them fire ants over here.
That's my hill.
I hate the ant wars of the 80s. They were horrible. It was horrible. Things got it. Then there was a big get together, and they stopped killing each other. Why are we killing each other, man?
I one time sat.
Well, you guys found the sandwich, man. We just want a part of the sandwich. Maybe we could all eat the sandwich.
When I was in high school, my boyfriend, he was a new boyfriend, came over to my house to visit. And, when you're in high school, you're always so super self-aware and trying to pose in every moment. You're never just at ease talking to someone.
Right.
So I was posing. I was curling up like a kitten on my dad's front lawn in a fire ant pile, and I didn't know. And they went all in my shorts. And
Oh my,
they
I'm
bit
mad.
my butt all over, and my ass cheeks got they were rock hard, and they swelled into these big air balloons, but they were hard, so it hurt to sit on it. It was awful.
Yeah, but in the South, that butt was the shizzle right there.
Juicy, delicious.
Yeah, if you're like that girl.
It was brutal. Mostly my pride was hurt.
I thought you were gonna say you said mostly and I thought, oh no, what is she gonna say? And she said pride. Thank
I
God.
love that I keep you nervous all
Yeah,
the time.
she said pride. Thank God she said pride. Wow.
By the way, this
Yep.
podcast also brought to you by Harry's.com.
We have two?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, guys, Harry's.
Just wave your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And
'Cause
if you like
Harry's-
fish and grits and all the pimp shit.
And
everybody
Harry's
let
will
me
take
hear you
off your
say, "Oh,
hair.
yeah."
No, I was trying. I'm trying to do the commercial. You Nimrod.
Okay,
You're
go
gonna-
ahead.
No, we're not doing it again.
Face the day is my dad's
Face the
slogan
day.
about Harry's.
Harry's razors. Face the day. 5 blades, German engineered. I'm telling you, I got a tweet today. Actually, no, someone sent on the contact page. Titus, they sent me extra blades. I love this razor. I'm in. So people
No
are actually
one we have
commenting.
yet to have anyone not like Harry's.
No, and you can for $10, right? If you can still promo code Titus. you still get-
Harrys.com/Titus. Promo code Titus. You get $5 off your first order. If you get the Truman set, it's $15, so you get $5 off. So it's $10 and free shipping.
Wow. And I'm telling you, best razor you'll ever own.
I will say that everyone in our family is now using them because
Yes, they are.
everyone was very skeptical or skeptical,
They
as
called
my
us.
sister says.
They called us whores for
Yeah.
yes. You guys are just taking ads from anybody you want, and then because we didn't take the ad
Tacky.
till they sent me the razor, and then I saved.
Correct.
I was like, okay, these guys are badass.
That's what I like about them. They wanted to advertise on the podcast, so they said, first, can we get your address and send you this? And because they wanted you to talk about your experience with it, knowing that you were going to say whatever it was. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
They own the factory in Germany, which means they can change. They don't have some supplier that says, oh, if we can change the racer, we would change it at any time and improve it instantly. And that's what they've done with the Harrys. Mm-hmm.
Well, they...
German engineering!
I hate that guy.
I know.
I actually just used promo code Titus for Father's Day, and I felt guilty using it.
Why?
Because I am Titus.
You could have just called and they said you're free.
We are Titus.
Yeah.
And I was like, promo code Titus. And then I giggled while it worked. $10.
They don't even know. You think they would have blocked us.
I changed my last name to Brad. I'm Rachel Bradley.
Yeah.
Anyway, harrys.com/Titus.
You will not be disappointed.
Promo code Titus.
The only thing I have to rinse, it works so well that in 5 blades that I got to rinse it out. You got to get a good stream of water nearby because you got to rinse the hair out because it'll take it. Like Fetus, he's fuzzy again, but every time he gets unfuzzy, man, it's crazy.
Yes, I am now fuzzy again.
Favorite part of Harry's?
The free shipping.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, free shipping. Millennial. I'm a free shipping.
A man hallucinates on Ambien and calls 911 to report an imaginary plane crash.
Can you hallucinate on Ambien, I guess?
For sure, yeah.
Oh.
These are for people that take Ambien to stay awake.
I don't take drugs, man.
It's not people taking Ambien to sleep.
My Pinot Noir, man. It's like, that's all I got.
I have done this before.
Really? So he saw a fake plane crash. And he called 911 and called in? Wow.
He's 75. Maybe he was trying to sleep. I don't know. He's 75. But he saw, I think maybe he was dreaming. It turned into hallucinations that were so vivid he called 911. He told them that a small cargo aircraft in which he was traveling with 3 other people from Renton to Oregon, very specific dream, landed in a field with trees, and he told them that he was pinned in. The other people are unconscious, and I can't see out of the window, he added, because his eyes were closed. He's asleep. In reality, he was in bed at home. He took the sedative. He was having hallucinations. 911 dispatcher said he sounded very calm.
So this calls back our beginning thing about Momshell overdosing. Listen, people, check your meds, okay? I think the level where you cut it back is when you start hallucinating plane crashes. I think that's the point where you go, hey, you know what, I'm probably taking too much. Hey, doc, I hallucinated that we plane crashed in a specific area, and I called the cops while my eyes were still closed. Okay, so I'm going to cut you back.
He had half of one. They dispatched fire engines to the crash scene that he described.
And there was no one there.
Better be safe than sorry.
Oops. All right, guys.
Oh, come on. One more and that's it.
All right, last one.
Woman's pubic hair dress takes fashion world by the short hairs.
Okay, first of all, the copywriter needs to be punched in the throat repeatedly.
I have a picture.
And that person when they wrote that line, damn well. They were like, ha-ha, I am a genius. Takes fashion world by the short hairs. Hee.
Sarah Louise Bryan, she recently unveiled a bra and a skirt made from pubic hair. Here's the worst part. Here goes my OCD. Donated to her.
You were fine. Hold on.
Donated to her via her Twitter page. It's not hers.
At what level of nightmare are you living that you're like, I have an idea.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys, I've only got 4,000 followers, but I need everybody's pubic hair. Send it to a bag. I'm making an outfit. I am making an outfit.
I like how she's so trusting that she just assumes that all of it is pubic hair.
Why are you red already? Just from the story?
Wait a minute. Wait, you just said she's assuming it is pubic hair. What's worse? Is there a worse hair? Is there a worse hair? Maybe, what else could it be?
Or human. Like, what if...
just hair off your hair?
Maybe they just almost shaved their cat and just, sent her cat
I didn't think about that. Just, dog hairs up. Still, pubic...
It's pubic.
Pubic
it's
is worse.
Obviously
pubic. Yeah.
She is calling
It looks like she's wearing a dress made out of...
Here goes the writer of the story again. It's haute couture.
Oh, no.
She said that the hair was donated mostly from British men. They sent her the hair in envelopes.
Why is that worse? Why does that just make that worse for me?
It's mostly from brunettes, but there is a red and gray pubic hair in the mix as well.
What What is?
She does say that she gagged while she was making the dress.
You know what? You know what's not happening.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. Oh my gosh.
Is there a
Look at
picture
this
of it?
picture. It's not. When I pictured a mini skirt, I pictured
she
like
made
a
a
little
full, like a ball gown out of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's disgusting.
Why are you wearing people's pubic hair? What is wrong with? So here's what I want to say about America. People go, America's in trouble. Make America great again. We're great. America cannot get any greater. Our economy rocks so hard that we have so much free time and so much leisure time that we can make dresses out of donated pubic hair. If you don't think that's a great country, then frankly, pack your shit and get out.
We shall
overcome. Guys, I'm Christopher
Hey,
Titus.
no.
What?
Come this this Saturday, Center Theater, July 9th, Center Theater in Escondido. 7 and 10 o'clock show. 7 o'clock's almost sold out. 10 o'clock is where the fun is at.
Yeah, that's the crazy. Well, because we'll have a first show done. Second show's always where
it's free.
I'm a little,
You're
it's a
little
lot freer.
A little loosey-goosey.
You're
little
not
bit
so
more.
stressed out about getting it on
Well,
tape.
for 7 o'clock show will be great. It'll be great because I'm nailing the show down. But then once we get that, either we won't nail the show down the first show, and I'll be freaking out the second show, or we will actually go to the second show, and I'll just be, we got it. We got it. I'll talk to the camera guys. We film it good. And then it'll be silly.
Yeah, so Center Theater Escondido this Saturday, July 9th, 7 and 10 o'clock. You can go to ChristopherTitus.com to click through to the ticket link. That's the easiest way to do it. Also, while you're at ChristopherTitus.com, get your DVDs and your shirts so that you can get them autographed and sent to you.
Follow us on Twitter at Titus Nation or at Ray Bradley. Also at
The Ryan Farmer.
Yep. Follow me on Facebook, The Real Christopher Titus. Again, click through the Amazon link to get stuff because it helps us keep this podcast going. And you can subscribe to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. We're going to start putting more updates on that. And review us on iTunes. For God's sakes, look, if you've enjoyed the podcast and you like it, go to iTunes and give us some love. Just go to iTunes because every time you leave us a review on iTunes,
a maxi pad gets her wings. I personified the maxi pad that time. I made it a her.
Yeah.
Also, next weekend, we're going to be at the Dayton Funny Bone 2 nights only. Usually we're there longer. 2 nights only, Friday, Saturday, the 15th and the 16th.
And then we out!
Out, biatches!
All right. Guys, thanks for listening. And sorry for getting so amped up today.
No,
Tired
you're
of it.
not.
Let's stop the killing. Hey, we're all one country, one people. All right. We shall overcome. For myself, Bombshell Rae and the Fetus. Later.
Peace out.
See ya! We shall. Is that the whole song? Just goes "We shall overcome" over and over.
I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, you know
You know why? Because
we're
you're white.
the three of us are talking. We're the whitest people in the world.
I
At least we're standing up for right.
object to that statement.